Welcome, everybody, to Mercedes' 2026 F1 season launch. I have no clue what this is going to be. I have no clue why they're doing this because they've already revealed their livery. They've already seen that. We've seen their car at the shakedown. They've done their Dorian Pan announcement. They've announced their Microsoft deal. What is there left to launch other than to just compile all that into a shitty corporate conference? I'm getting very much Honda engine vibes from this, where it's going to be a launch with a bunch of corporate waffle and we learned absolutely nothing. But either way, we like to cover everything in the F1 world, so we're here to watch it. Maybe there will be something cool to watch. Either way, we will see the car, the official car, in person, close up, whatever you want to call it, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Anyways, it's starting in 13 minutes. So in the meantime, let's have a chill and have a look through Discord at all the latest news. What's up, Mohammed? First person in the YouTube chat. Let's go. Imagine Kim Kardashian in the paddock. Imagine. Sup, Paddy? At 6 a.m. in the States. So tired. Can't wait for... Wait, you've been up all night? Damn. I think this launch especially is weird since everything is revealed. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Can't wait for Bahrain. Will Bahrain be televised? The first preseason testing will only be the last hour of practice each day will be televised. I don't know how they're going to do that. They're just going to go live for 1 hour? That seems weird. On this site, it says walkthrough of all the new rules and regulations for F1 2026 with key members of a technical team. There will also be a deep dive into new sustainable fuels. Okay, so it's just corporate. Waffle. Woo! What's the point of this launch? I guess we'll find out soon. Good morning, everyone. BRB, a minute. Coffee is brewing. Sup, dismalate? Dissimilate. Is that how you pronounce it? Or dissimilate. Yeah, very much Honda vibes so far. Where are you getting the idea that the livery will be seen is a shakedown livery? Wait, what? No, that livery that Mercedes has shown is the actual livery. Unless they put a full-on prank and that was just a shakedown livery, and now they're going to reveal the actual livery. Preseason testing should be free on YouTube. Oh, 100%. I don't know why they, first off, don't broadcast, and I don't know why they put it behind a paywall. It's fucking stupid. It is fucking stupid. Boise, thanks so much for the follow, dude. Also, DeWitt, 2013 Hunbents, Noah Sierra, Iced Hoji Charlate. Simply Fan, Unknown, Mr. Chevrolet. Thank you guys all for the offline follows. All right, let's start scrolling through Discord and looking at the news. First off, the big news coming out from the Sun last night or this morning. Wait, what day is it today? Yeah, from this morning. The Sun says Lewis dating Kim Kardashian. Exclusive by Ellie Henman. She jets in for a night at a hotel. Motor racing ace Lewis Hamilton is dating US reality star Kim Kardashian. The Sun can reveal. The mum of 45, flew in from LA on Saturday to spend a night with the Brit 7-time F1 world champion 41 at a luxury country club in the Cotswolds. They both left the exclusive Estelle Manor, where rooms can cost £1,000 a night. That's nothing. They should be spending 10K a night. Yesterday afternoon, a source said 2 bodyguards were stationed outside the door, adding it all appeared to be very romantic. I mean, look, this is the Sun, so take it with a grain of salt. The Sun, for some reason, likes to say shit like that. And secondly, this doesn't mean they're dating. Even if this did happen, and even if this is true, it doesn't mean they're dating, okay? Just because you spend a night with someone doesn't mean you're dating, right? Maybe they just wanted some fun. You know what I mean? Maybe they're just having a chill time together. Maybe they're catching up. You don't know. There's literally doesn't mean anything. But whether it happened or not, But if this is true, that's crazy. 2 megastars. Imagine Kim K in the paddock. Like imagine Alexandra St. Maluks and fucking Maggie. They're like, I'm the queen of the paddock. And then Kim K walks in. But how is Lewis Hamilton in one lifetime able to pull Kim Kardashian, Shakira, Rihanna, Gigi Hadid, and Nicole Scherzinger all in one lifetime? How is that possible? We're starving out here, and he's fucking eating up a feast. That sounded bad. You know what I meant. Source, trust me, bro. The sun's source, trust me, bro. Holy shit, bro is live on time for the first time. For the first time. For the first time, huh? Huh? Say it to my face, pussy. Maybe the okay. Get this man's phone, his aura. Yeah, bro's got Riz. LH cameo on the next Kanye track. Oh my god, what's Kanye got to say about this? I didn't even think about that. What has Kanye got to say about this? Crazy. They're both. Is this the first Oh, I just spat everywhere. Is this the first Fortnite couple relationship? Is there any other? When I say Fortnite couple, I mean they both got Fortnite characters. Have they both? Is this the first couple ever to have Fortnite skins? That Kanye apology gonna last for like a week. Yo, Scravo, thank you so much for this $8 super chat, dude. Hamilton surely can do better than that. Whoa, whoa. What do you mean? Kim K is fucking massive. Thank you for the $8 super chat though. There's Spider-Man and Zendaya. Wait, they both in the game? Damn. Well, second Fortnite couple, guys. Second Fortnite couple. Anyways, crazy news. We'll see if that develops. I mean, I feel like I heard the same thing about Shakira when Shakira and Lewis were hanging out, and that nothing ever came of that. So I don't know. Take it with a grain of salt. Thank you for the follow. Finn Murray. Thank you for the follow. Nah, bro, she dated Pete Davidson. Lewis lost aura. Kim K and Lewis, no way. Something's massive. That's it's crazy we live in a time where Lewis Hamilton and Kim K could be in the same Fortnite game, honestly. Sup, cow? It's funny that Kim will actually be mid to come. Okay, guys, calm down. It was the same thing with Lewis and Nicki Minaj. Well, that's the thing. Yeah, you got Nicki Minaj. I feel like Nicki Minaj, Shakira, and Rihanna were all kind of the same. Of like, they're just hanging. Doesn't mean they're dating. They're just hanging. I will take it with a shovel of salt instead of a grain. Fair. Oh, cool. Love when my videos work. Barcelona shakedown complete. MCL 40 on track. Lots of learnings. Mega effort from the team. Now, full focus on Bahrain. God, that shakedown livery looks so good. We're never going to see it again, sadly. It's also exactly 2 years ago. Well, yesterday. It was exactly 2 years ago when Lewis broke the internet with leaving Mercedes and joining Ferrari. Insane, man. Insane. I'm so sad I wasn't live to stream all that, everything that happened, because that was fucking mad. That was a mad day. I think Hannah made a TikTok about this and it got, like 7 million views or some shit. It was mad. It was mad. Drive to Survive X Keep Up with the Kardashians will be cinema. Does Keep Up with the Kardashians still exist? Because if so, Lewis might be in it. Is this the Barcelona testing hotline? It is. Also, 1 year ago since the Luka to Lakers trade. Feb 1st going down in sports history. Oh yeah, true. Yeah, this is crazy. All right, we got 5 minutes until the season launch starts. Well, I think it's 5 minutes till the countdown starts. Jordan won the game. Thank you so much for the sub, dude. Really do appreciate you subbing for the first time, man. Thank you for coming to the tier 1. Really helps out and getting to that partner plus goal. Really do appreciate it, dude. Thank you. Crazy managed to get a new headline on the anniversary. Yeah, I forgot Mercedes was even doing a car launch. I mean, yeah, exactly. Who would have remembered that they're doing this when... Anyways, wait, did Mercedes reply to me in chat? Wait, how do I get chat back? Oh, what a dumb panel. It's gone too far. I commented, hi, Mercedes. I'm going to comment it again. Hi, Mercedes. How we doing? Let's see if we get a reply. Guys. I'm confused on what this is the launch for. Yeah, it's just a launch. It's just a corporate waffle. That's all it's gonna be. It's not even gonna be worth it's not even gonna be worth watching, but we cover everything in F1, so you know. This song makes me really happy. Mercedes, reply to me, man. Reply to me. Yeah, it's kind of crazy that Lewis, like 1 year on from the previous, 2 years on from the previous breaking news, he decides. Well, he didn't decide. The Sun decided this. Um, if this wasn't true, are you allowed to sue for defamation? Even though it's not like anything bad, like surely you can't report things like this unless it's like true. Or can you only report for defamation if it negatively affects you? Which I guess this wouldn't negatively affect Lewis. Have they already done race suits and all that? Yeah, they've done everything. Suits, merch, now pan announcement, Microsoft announcement, they've done everything. There's nothing left. Is there something interesting to watch it on launch? We got car and basically every new. Yep, I know, but wait and see. Tavi, David the follow. In the article, they will say there's reports or according to sources to cover them, right? So much disinformation nowadays. If so, people would make so much money. I watched a video yesterday. I watched a Fern video, my favorite YouTube channel. If you guys watch Fern, do you guys know Fern? This is my most watched YouTube channel last year. I love these vids. I watched this video yesterday. Hey, how Peter Thiel is destroying democracy. Absolutely banger vid. I'm not like into politics or anything like that, but I find this shit crazy how the world is basically just ran by these corporate mega minds. Anyways, in this video, this Peter Thiel guy kept getting shit on by this news company called Gorka, I think they were called. And then Gorka, for some reason, reported Hulk Hogan's sex tape, or like leaked Hulk Hogan's sex tape. So then Peter Thiel paid Hulk Hogan $15 million to take Gorka to court, and then they won the case, and it was $150 million, and then Gorka went bankrupt because of it. And it was just like how defamation of character, how suing people for defamation of character can just, I don't know. If you got a lot of money, you can do anything. Have you seen the supposed spy pictures of the Cadillac livery? I have. I really hope it's not white. We've had enough white liveries. Fern is top tier. Yeah, it's banging. Defamation only happened if there's a direct monetary loss. Well, how did Hulk Hogan lose $140 million? Anyone watch Matt Armstrong's video? I don't think Theo is a good guy. Oh, absolutely not. Have you seen Lewis and Kim K? Dang, we're literally just talking about that. Europe. Americans love suing anyway. They get taught to sue in kindergarten. Yeah, isn't it like really big in America to like people go around finding things to sue? So like they'll go into a restaurant and then like if the most minor thing happens, they like sue. Like their job is to sue people. They're like a thing. Enzo Delinghi, F3 appears to have switched to VAR from Prema. Interesting. Because it would affect him being hired in the future, right? I mean, isn't that illegal? Isn't it illegal to post someone's like sex tape online or share it? Like even if you're a couple, even if you're a couple and you record something, and one person leaks, puts it online, and the other person doesn't want it, is that illegal? It is in the UK. Weird how a news company can just fucking do that. I don't know how TMZ still fucking exists, to be honest. Tom, what's up, dude? What's this about? Did they launch delivery? Yep, they've launched everything. They've launched everything. I don't know what this is. We will find out in 4 minutes when it will probably be the most corporate waffle event of all time, but... Chip, what's up, dude? Oh my god. What? Oh my god, water went down the wrong hole. Sup, Chip, love you. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Hey, here we go. Haven't muted it. No, it's just got no audio. What is this quality, bro? What is this quality? What? If this is the quality, god damn. They'll announce that they'll win the championship. Yeah, guys, you're tuning into the World 2026 World Champion Hotline right now. Do you have a picture of the Cadillac? It's in Discord somewhere, but it was like a leak, so I don't want to like go around looking for it and leak it for people who don't want to see it. The fuck is this? We'll find out in 4 minutes, guys. We'll find out in 4 minutes. I bet Toto will make a corny joke that you can't help but laugh at during this launch. US paparazzi and say, honestly. Are they recording this on VHS? It seems like it. I don't know why it's so low quality. I bet they just start shocking other teams because they now have the fastest car. Mercedes announcing the 30+ second domination every race. Donna Chaffee, name of the follow. Did Mercedes not launch already? Yep. They have. TikTok, I'm going to restart the stream. Come join us on Twitch. Otherwise, refresh my page. I'll be back in a sec. Mason Mills, thank you so much for the 100 bits, dude. Really do appreciate you supporting the channel. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Also, Ken Fisher, thank you for the follow. All right, welcome everybody to Mercedes' 2026 F1 season launch. Who knows what the fuck this is going to be. They've already revealed their livery. We've already seen their car at the shakedown. They've already done their Dorian Pan development driver announcement. They've already announced Microsoft deal. We already know their drivers. We've already seen their merch. We've already seen their race suit. I guess they're just combining it all together into one season launch now that they've got their shit together. I don't get this. I don't get why Mercedes are doing this. New regs and you reveal your car on socials. That's dead. And then doing a season launch like this, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Anyways, in 2 minutes' time, we've got a season launch to watch. We'll find out what it is. It's probably just going to be corporate waffle. I think this will be battling the Honda engine event for stupidest launch of the year. Who knows? Maybe we're really fucking epic, but I reckon it's going to be a bunch of corporate waffle and a lot of business talk and a lot of like repeat. I don't know. I wonder why they've done it this way. I wonder why they've revealed the livery and the car before their season launch. Was the season launch timing done wrong? But even so, why announce the Microsoft deal? Why announce Dorian Pan? Why not save it for this launch event? It makes no sense. So yeah, let's see who comes out on top. Mercedes or Honda for worst event of the year. Zagaza, thank you for the follow. Also, Mason Mills, thank you for the 39 bits. And Jordan won the game, thank you for the 99 bits. Sup, Kayla? How's it going? First time watch you live. How's it run? Yo, let's go. Appreciate you tuning the stream. I'm back. Roll back, Daniel. What is this for? We'll find out. We'll find out. This is literally just a season launch. If it's anything less than driving the Mercedes F1 car live on stream, I'll do respond. No, this is a pre-recorded event as well, I should point out. This is a pre-recorded event. It's not even live. It's not even live. I'm fairly sure. I'm 99% sure it's pre-recorded from what I read online as well. So it's not even a live event. I could be wrong, but I'm fairly sure I read it's a pre-recorded event. I think Williams are doing the same as well now. Williams have changed their event from a in-person live event to a live online event to a pre-recorded event. Mason Mills, thank you so much for the sub with tier 1, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for support. Appreciate you subbing for the first time. All right, 10 seconds till we have the best and the worst and or second worst launch event of the year. Who will win? Honda or Mercedes? Okay.
Hello and welcome to the Mercedes AMG
Subtitles is pre-recorded.
F1 Team Heritage Facility. Just down
what
the
is
road
this
in
gonna be?
Berkeley and Brixworth, the hard work continues, preparing for what could be one of the most exciting seasons in recent memory. Today, we will be looking forward to the year ahead, discussing the huge regulation changes and the resulting innovations that the team have made, And most importantly, we will be casting our eye over the new W17. But there is only one place that we could begin, and that is with team principal and CEO Toto Wolff.
And we've seen the car already.
Toto, it's lovely to see you. A new season, a new set of regulations, and a brand new generation of F1 cars taking to the track. Talk to us about what the energy is like and the feeling.
The audio sucks. The video quality sucks. What is happening?
Yeah, good morning, first of all. It is super exciting. Looking at the car, you can clearly see the difference. It's smaller, it's compact, it's nimble, it's agile. I think this year also in terms of the livery, we've achieved something that is pretty spectacular. And we've been in Barcelona and we've seen the car's been released anyway, so what's the issue?
The fact that they said we're going to see the car soon and then it just cuts to the car.
And we are totally excited to see how the new power unit regulations and how the new chassis regulations are going to pan out.
Talk to us a little bit more about
this would be a decent event if this is the actual reveal, though.
I think the highlight in the Barcelona shakedown was the reliability of the power unit and the car. It was about clocking miles, about making sure that all the system would function properly, the interaction of the power unit and the chassis, fine-tuning some of the
I just cut and redo at that point.
Toys that we have in, boosting the engine, and that was pretty successful. Other than that, it's really difficult to interpret times because we haven't seen our competitors really on low fuel runs. Neither have we seen them running really well over 3 days. Obviously, they had their problems. So we really don't have a performance picture contrary to what many people think.
My ears are bleeding.
Now, Formula One has never been so competitive and so popular. What sort of impact do you see these regulation changes having on the sport?
I think they will have a great impact because we're adding another dimension. When it was the DRS that allowed us to really slipstream each other and
I don't know, like, the livery has grown on me a lot.
There is this strategic,
maybe it's just because they're good.
Like
the car looks good.
Into play where drivers can decide where they're gonna, call upon more power. And for overtaking.
They put the subtitles because the audio is that bad.
Games. I think it's going to be fantastic. Also for our younger audiences, it becomes even more of a video game character without taking anything away from the sport. Best man and best
Top Gear was pre-recorded, 100%.
I can't wait until we get into it. I really can't.
Now,
the off-season is always a very busy period for the development team. But how much more effort have you seen from everyone, not just over the last few months, but over the last few years as well, in building up to this 2026 season?
We obviously had some more challenging times in the last few years.
I don't know how I feel about this polo. It looks
challenging,
kind of weird.
And there is so much love and determination and passion that has gone into developing the power unit, which obviously has a very long lead time. It's been many years that HPP has been working on the new power unit whilst keeping.
How is the quality this bad and it's pre-recorded?
Running and competitive. And on the chassis
that
side,
literally makes no sense.
Because we had our Navy SEAL team that made the best out of the 2025 car. That's how we called it, because it's literally a small team that was deployed to win, that made the best out of the 2025 car. And then at the same time, practically most of the engineering side in Brackley that was working on the 26 car, and there is so much excitement that has already built up to see is the car going to be good.
And with all of that work in mind, what did it feel like to finally see the car rolling out onto track?
Yeah, it was exciting. Obviously, shakedown as completely normal over the last many years, wet, cold Silverstone. And it's difficult to interpret whether the car is quick, but Kim and George
exactly what I expected tuning on him.
And then Barcelona 3 days, calmly working through the process and seeing what the car can do. Obviously, with all the challenges that a new car will bring upon and starting to.
Obviously, I'm watching this because
thank you very much.
We watch everything in the Formula One world, but who's actually watching this?
Now, success for the W17 out on track will be determined by fine margins in major areas, not least the 2026 power unit and the revolutionary fuel that drives it. Managing Director of Mercedes-AMG High Performance Powertrains, Hal Thomas, and Petronas Executive Vice President and CEO Downstream, Datuk Sazali Hamza, join us now to discuss the latest regulations.
Hal, Datuk Sazali, welcome to the show. Let's dive straight in. I think it's safe to say that there is a significant change to the power unit this year. Hal, talk us through the structural changes and the impact they'll have.
So yeah, it's a completely new power unit this year. Not a single bolt carried over, I don't think. The biggest change is in the electrical side of the power unit.
Okay, we got some visuals now.
Whereas previously we had 2 electric motors, 2 MGUs as we call them, the H, which is attached to the turbo, and the K, which powers the car. The H is gone. That's part of the history, and the MGU-K that actually powers the car, that's gone up in size. So previously it was 120 kilowatts, now it's 350 kilowatts. So all of that means that the electrical and combustion engine are about 50-50 because we've reduced the fuel flow to the combustion engine, and so a very different beast, and the way that we use it on track very, very different to what we're doing currently.
Right, so where do you even start with a challenge like this? Do you remember the first day you
other guys just here for vibes
and actually began work?
There wasn't really a fire the gun moment of starting, because we were working together with the other manufacturers and the FIA to develop the regulations at the start. So there was kind of a lead in before any real sort of firing of a gun. And during that period, we were really just looking at what's the sensitivities. Where do we need the combustion engine? Where do we need the electrical system to be very, very effective and efficient?
I don't understand. They already launched their car, right? Yeah, but they want to launch it again, man.
Thinking, right,
they didn't do it properly, so now they want a second chance. Are they living up to their second chance?
Changes to the PU this year, Formula One has introduced a brand new set of challenges when it comes to the fuel for the cars. Challenges that Petronas has met head on. Datuk Sazali, tell us about the innovations that Petronas is introducing.
Did you guys use the fuel that shakedown?
For 2026, actually Petronas have introduced advanced sustainable fuel. So this is the replacement of the previous fuel that we have, which is based on fossil.
And how much time and effort goes into developing this fuel?
Yeah, it took about 2 years plus that we have started it from scratch. And based on our past experience in developing the fuel, as you know that the regulation of fuel standard is keep changing. So from there, we
it definitely seems like Mercedes were like, okay, we want to get our livery, we want to get our merch out before the testing. Fuck, but we've got to tick all the boxes for our sponsors. We need to do an event. Let's just do the shitty event to tick the box. But then I just don't know why they couldn't have just done this last week or the week before.
Material or non-food biomass that we use for the feedstock of this.
Petronas is from Indonesia. No, they're Malaysian.
How important a step is it from Formula One to be implementing this new fuel technology?
This is a meaningful step for Formula One. Fuel is the heart of the sport. It powers every lap and every acceleration. We are formulating sustainable fuel that power the car without compromising performance. And this is when Petronas experience come in. For decades, we have been developing fuel technology in motorsport as well as road user through.
You stayed off school for this?
Performance,
there's no way.
As well as efficiency, while meeting the evolution of fuel standard.
And of course, Petronas will continue to impact performance in other areas.
We all knew it was going to be exactly like
definitely.
this.
And in this, it's this important role also
BG,
that we
Sen, I think that's the voice.
Lubricant fluid from Petronas Syntium, as well as on the transmission oil Petronas Tutila, and this is a combined package that we serve for the Formula One engine.
How crucial is a strong connection between Petronas and Mercedes-AMG when it comes to developing the power?
I don't get this, man.
And the fuel
I don't get this audio.
New era.
How do you pre-record an event and output it in 480p?
No way you could develop a combustion engine
with this audio. How is that even possible?
How the fuel works, and there's no way you could develop the fuel without knowing.
Because it's not a recording problem.
So we have to work.
It's clearly been recorded fine.
As a partnership to make sure that we get the most performance out of the combustion engine.
I mean, outputted terribly.
It's a partnership that's lasted for over 15 years.
It says it's 1080p.
How proud are you?
Does it look 1080p?
So far, and how excited are you for what's to come in the future?
Yeah, when I look at back 15 years ago, definitely there's a lot of things that we have innovated.
I skipped taking a poo for this.
Happy to see from initial when 15 years ago when we
I
joined
think you can watch this
Formula
while doing
One,
a poo.
we are maybe at the back of the
Aleph
team,
Hakim,
but now we are
Hakim,
in
thank you
the
for the
front
follow.
of
Thank you
the
for the
team,
follow.
and we are really proud of that. And together
Check
with,
quality settings on YouTube.
SD
Guys,
and
it's
we actually
1080p on
moved
YouTube.
that. And moving
I know
forward,
that.
actually, we are
But I'm
hoping that
saying
we also
it's clearly not
provide a
1080p, is it?
solution for future fuel.
That,
A
or I need to go
sustainable fuel
like get glasses.
for everyday car. So that is our ambition.
Well, the immediate future sees a trip to Bahrain for testing before the first race, of course, in Melbourne in just 34 days. Firstly, how was the Barcelona shakedown and how busy are the next few weeks ahead?
Barcelona shakedown was pretty successful. Our target was to get lots of kilometres under our belts to check out that the systems and the interactions between the car and the PU were in place. We managed to walk. We weren't running, but we managed to walk. And that's what the Bahrain test is going to be all about now.
How's it no
is
hate in the
to
comments?
Get that sophistication in, is the areas that we thought, oh, it's not quite working correctly, make sure those are all nailed on and perfect. Couple of weeks of testing in Bahrain, that is going to be a busy time because we've got to get all of that completely ready for the start in Melbourne.
Well, gentlemen, thank you both for taking the time to talk to us today, and best
No,
of luck
thank
for the
you
season
guys.
ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Datuk and
Exciting
Hawal.
changes to the fuel and power unit set to have a huge impact out on track, and the team have already been putting the car through its paces ahead of the new season. Alongside the PU and sustainable fuel upgrades, this year also sees the introduction of changes to the aerodynamic and chassis regulations. Technical Director James Allison joins Cameron now with his take on the new developments.
We love James. Show us all the little bits.
Welcome to the show, James. Just how significant are the changes that you've been required to implement this year? The cars are narrower, lighter, smaller. Is this the biggest shift that we've ever seen in F1?
I don't know that it's the biggest shift that has ever been in F1, but it is certainly the biggest change that I've seen in the 35 years I've been doing it.
Douglas stuff is always pretty cool. Mercedes really shares quite a lot. Yeah, no, 100%. I love James's insight.
And also an overall change to the electronic control unit that looks after all of those systems in the car. So yeah, a big old challenge to do, and a very important thing to do on the chassis side of the company, because these new power unit rules are
We're gonna kick George at the end of this year. Who's we, huh?
The way that the energy is delivered down to the road, and they need a chassis set of regulations that are a complement to that improve the efficiency of the chassis by making it lighter, by making it smaller so it has less drag, by introducing active aerodynamics so that too complements the overall efficiency of the vehicle. So yes, a huge change. Normally we would only do big things sort of one at a time, a chassis or a power unit or tyres, but altogether that's quite a budget of work for all of us.
Yeah, so how do you and your team react when you're presented with an opportunity like this?
Well, it doesn't arrive all at once. So the regulations, they come as a sort of evolutionary process that we are involved in the conversation, and we see the direction of thought.
F1 or
contribute to the direction of thought, and as the final regulations start to crystallize, then you can see where the effort is going to need to go in order to find the lap time that's going to be necessary to be competitive. And you just divide up parts of your team to
at least the
look
Honda
at
event
each
was
of those
hilarious
areas
and
in
good
turn,
quality.
and then try to coordinate all of those activities together so that it comes together as a coherent whole, as a car that we can be proud of when we launch it.
You mentioned active aerodynamics there. Let's get into that a bit. Can you explain what the changes are to the front and rear wings, and how will they be used, on the straights and in the corners?
It's, I think, one of the things that's going to attract a lot of conversation on the car, probably an engineering challenge that's a little bit
I am
less
extremely
daunting
angry.
than much of the rest of the rules, but because it's very visual and it will be seen on every straight, it's going to be a talking point. But probably easiest to describe with reference to the previous rules, actually, because the active aero on the rear of the car is not so different to DRS in terms of the way in which it works. It tips up a flap at the rear, that causes a lot of the lift to disappear off the wing, which then means it sheds a load of drag, which means you can go down the straights quicker. The difference actually is not so much the geometry changes.
Amberisham, what's
way
up,
in
dude?
which it's
What jack
implemented.
shit?
So
Useless
with
repetition,
DRS,
dude,
you're only
bro.
allowed
What's
to
the point of
use
this
it when
anyway?
you're
Yeah.
within 1 second of the person you were chasing.
I feel like I've already heard this
and
at the Red
only
Bull
on certain
launch, at the Alpine launch. I've heard this like 7 times.
The straight line mode, when the rear wing flips up at the back on the car, you get that on every straight.
This is the fun of it, though, right? Sometimes you watch these events and they're fucking fun and they're great, and then sometimes you watch them, they're absolute poo.
On being close to somebody in front. So that drag reduction is always available. That efficiency uplift for the vehicle is always available.
They should have made their whole car Petronas green.
Complementing the hybrid power units that are coming for 2026. On the front, we also have a front flap that backs
What's
off.
the point in this
But
TV?
actually, front wings, they really
What's the point of this
don't
TV if there's
shed
nothing on the
drag very
TV?
much. When the front flap backs away, the drag of the vehicle is virtually unchanged. What is changing, however, is that
What's
if
the
you're
last
getting rid of a load of
non-car
downforce
launch
at the
event that was
back,
actually exciting? Probably the
then
F1 premiere,
in order to
movie
keep the
premiere.
car so it has a good balance of downforce front to rear, then if you back off the front wing as well, then the central
That was
pressure
also a
of the
bit of a
car,
letdown, though.
the point where the downforce acts, won't move. So the handling of the car doesn't change very much. That enables you to get these wings backed off earlier on the straights than we would have done previously, where if you just back off the rear wing, you have to wait until the car's going really quite quick before the car is stable enough to cope with that.
The Las
If you
Vegas
back off
double
both of them
DSQ party,
together,
true,
and you can back them off
true.
earlier on the straight, you can benefit from that rear wing drag reduction for longer on the straight, and so it adds to the efficiency of the vehicle.
So you're talking about DRS, and obviously we're losing that for this year, but we're going to gain overtake mode. Would you mind explaining exactly what it is and what impact it might have on the racing this year?
Okay, so overtake mode is a little bit like DRS in some ways, but completely different in others. So the way in which it's like DRS is that, similar to DRS, you only get it when you're within a certain distance of a car that you're chasing. So get within a second, and then you're gifted overtake mode, which, like DRS, get within a second, you're allowed to use the DRS flap last year. That's the way in which it's similar. The way in which it's different is it doesn't have anything to do with aerodynamics, and it has instead everything to do with the hybrid system and the energy management within the hybrid system. So it gifts you the opportunity, if your car is capable of it, of harvesting
The start before every other team, it would have been
energy
exciting, and
each
also
lap.
live rather than
And
Apple
because
iPhone
that
launch.
electrical energy is then harvested, it can be used. And it can be used on the straights to help you.
TV's there so they can watch Ponden stream after the interview.
In terms of chasing down someone
True.
who is in front of you. And not only does it let you harvest a bit more electrical energy
That's
in
a
the
good
lap,
question,
it
actually.
also
Do you
lets
get the overtake when within a second of
put that
a
power
back
down
marker?
on the straights in a way that is a bit more advantageous to the trailing
There's so
car
many little
than the
things
leading
about
car.
these new
Now,
modes that we're going to have to figure
is,
out. Like
a
in
useful
quali,
thing
in the
for
race, stuff
overtaking.
like that.
It's not quite as powerful as DRS used to be, but there are other things happening on the car as well, which will be in the mix with this overtake. And there's also a thing called the boost button, where if the driver presses it, then it just cancels all the sort of automated electrical scheduling in the car and just gives it full whack. For as long as the battery is capable of doing
that's what I mean.
so,
Like, I
you get
understand
the full might
what the
of
active
that-
aero does. I
of
understand
that
what the three
350
modes
kilowatt
do.
electric
But I
motor alongside
can't
everything that
visualize
the
how it's going to
petrol
work
side
in a
of the,
race in a Grand Prix weekend until I see
internal
it.
combustion engine is capable of delivering, and that is a fairly fearsome amount of power for as long as
Like,
it's
what I mean is,
capable
like, if someone came to you and
of
said,
providing
okay,
it.
when you're within a
Of
second of a
course,
car, you get a
then,
DRS. Boom, it opens up.
might have to
But the
pay
way
a price
DRS
for that
works in the
later on in
F1
the lap
game
because
versus
you
real
may
life
have
is very
emptied your
different.
battery,
And it's
you've
not
got
until we
past
see it in
someone,
real life
only to
are we
find
really going to
that
know
they've
truly the
hung on to a
benefit
bit
or
of
the
their power
negatives.
or their energy to maybe squirt by you later on. But it's going to definitely mix things up as drivers learn how to juggle these opportunities that the scheduling of power and energy around the lap.
That's not my point,
provide in
Nixie.
this
My
new
point is,
regulation.
you
It's
can
gonna be
read
exciting
and
to see
hear
how
the
it all
teams
plays
talk about
out.
these new modes as much
Now,
as you
in this
want.
period before
Until
the
we're
first
on
race
track
in
racing,
March,
we won't
we've seen the
actually know
cars
how
out on
much it
track
affects
testing.
Formula
Has
1.
there been any surprises so far?
I think the biggest
Like,
thing
are we
going to
be seeing overtaking every single lap?
For our competitors,
Or are we going to see something like
has
F1
been
Esports,
the really
where
quite
everyone waits till the
astonishing
final lap
level
to
of
do their
reliability
overtakes?
that
Or
we're
is it
seeing
going to
up and
change
down
nothing?
The grid, with everything new as it is, I think it would have been reasonable to expect this first shakedown test to have been just a symphony of red flags and smoking vehicles, but that really hasn't happened. And in fact, for the
there's also so many little like niggles with it, like the overtake mode. Sometimes it will be within 0.8 of the track, sometimes it will be within 1.2 seconds of the track that you can use it. It's not like a hard cut 1 second.
And which were very well understood. So that has definitely been a surprise to us, a welcome surprise, and I hope something that means that we can go into the new season.
Times can you use the overtake a lap? How many times can you recharge in a race? How many times can you boost in a race? You know what I mean? It's like, it doesn't matter how much you read it, we won't really know until we see it out on track.
Have developed.
Well, intensely, of course. Everybody spends the whole of the year or so it takes to design and build these cars working in a vacuum, absolutely focused on what you're doing, intensely caring about putting as much performance as you possibly can into those cars, but knowing that up and down the land and abroad as well, there are other groups doing exactly the same, wrestling with the same challenge. And
it's rumored every team is using last year's fuel at the test, as to why apparently the fuel's not ready yet.
And so when we do all emerge into the light, we just fall upon their designs to try to see what they may have found that we may have missed. And we take as many photos as we can, and then we will, if we see something that is tricky to understand, we will put people on it until they do. If we see something that we think, oh crikey, we should have thought of that, then we'll start working on that as fast as we can. And
this audio is pissing me off.
We are completely shameless plagiarists, and the reason we're shameless is that we know all of our competitors are exactly the same. It's part of the sport, is doing what you can with the skills you have on your own, and then when you all come together, then working out what other people have done and trying to learn from them as well.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be a brilliant
They did a second channel editor to cut out all this fat.
James,
if they did that, there'd be nothing left.
Time to talk through
this is all fat.
And I wish you all the best of luck for the season.
Thank you very much.
We're joined once again by Toto Wolff alongside George Russell, Kimi Antonelli and Fred Vesti. Good morning to you all. George, I'm going to come to you first at the beginning of what will be your 5th year driving with the Works Mercedes team. How prepared and excited are you for the year ahead?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Really excited to get going into the season. Obviously, there's been so much hard work going into producing this car. The power unit's been in production for a number of years now, and obviously this car, everybody at Brackley's been working so hard over the last 12 to 14 months to prepare it, and just really excited to go racing now.
We've spoken this morning already about the significant changes that we're seeing this season. How has that impacted your approach to 2026?
I think you need to go in with an open mind, because we've been driving a lot on the simulator, but until you drive the car properly at different circuits, understanding what the challenges are, understanding the new power unit with the overtake mode, the boost button, we obviously got an opportunity in Silverstone and Barcelona to drive the car, and the new power unit, I think for all of the teams, are just so fast. And when you use that boost button down the straight and you got the full 350 kilowatts from the engine, the thing flies. So that's really, really cool. And with the active aerodynamics, it just looks, I don't know, it looks racy. And I like the look of the cars, a bit smaller. They feel lighter, they feel more nimble through the corners. So for us, it's more enjoyable. Aerodynamics, it just looks, I don't know, it looks racy, and I like the look of the cars, a bit smaller, they feel lighter.
Wait, what's wrong with the subtitles?
Corners. So for us, it's more enjoyable to drive, and hopefully it's going to produce better racing for everyone to enjoy at home.
Well, we are definitely all looking forward to that. Kimi, coming to you now, you're fresh off of your rookie season. How excited are you for your 2nd year with the team?
Yeah, I'm very, very excited, of course. Last year was a massive learning experience, and definitely this year is going to be a
Don
new opportunity
Barracuda,
for
thanks so much for the £3 super chat. Can the F1 game be modded to test these rules?
We got the chance to drive
maybe
the
someone will
car
make a mod at some
Silverstone
point, but it's really hard to mod the F1 game, to be honest.
Was really good.
But we are going to get the updated DLC at some point.
We learn a lot about the car,
and then then we'll have those modes
team,
hopefully.
Because obviously it's completely new, and
unless EA do some weird
shit.
There's
so much to learn and to discover still. Yeah, really looking forward to this season. I mean, definitely I've experienced a lot last year, and definitely feel more prepared ahead of 2026.
And how different did it feel to drive this car compared to last year's?
Yeah, definitely it felt quite different, but I would say it felt different in a nicer way. Obviously, George explained a lot. But
they must have recorded this morning.
It does feel quite a bit lighter, a bit more agile, and it's shorter as well. And definitely it's good fun. And the power unit is, especially when you get the 350 kilowatts, it gives you, good kick. So it feels quick. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. The first lap, I went full throttle. I kind of, it didn't scare, but it was like, wow, it feels fast, especially also with the active aero. Obviously we got the front wing as well this year, which is not as potent as the rear wing, but you do feel it a bit. And but I have to be honest, it's been a lot of fun to drive.
Don't look too bad on this lap.
To hit the track back in Bahrain.
Gosh, I love that. Fred, coming to you now. We're delighted this morning to confirm the news that you're stepping up to the third driver role. How excited are you for that, and what is that going to involve?
Well, I'm extremely excited to be joining the team, George and Kimi, trackside more often this year.
Yo, wait, was that announced this morning?
That's going to be very cool for me. I've worked with this team for 5 years now, so to step up even closer to my dream of racing in Formula One, that's a huge privilege. And obviously I've been working so hard on this car, W17, with everyone in Brackley. So to get to see it around the world.
Look, I love Fred, obviously, but
very special.
Do I think he would have been a great talent in Formula 1? We'll never know.
Behind the scenes in the simulator. What has it been like seeing the development of it? And now
I feel like he's one of those guys who realizes he lives the dream of being a part of a Formula 1 team, traveling around the world, the old occasion of driving a Formula 1 car.
Thousands of hours in the simulator, testing everything and finding new things. So yeah, it's been very cool, and to see it run out in Barcelona and run well was very, very cool to see, and hopefully I get to drive it sometime.
Absolutely. Toto, coming to you now. Quite the driver lineup that we have alongside us here. What's your assessment of these three drivers? What do they each bring to the team that's unique?
Well, I start with Fred. I think Fred deserves the third driver role. You've put in so many hours, like you said, in developing last generation's car and this one.
I respect Toto. He always develops his driver and gives drivers and gives them a lot of time.
And it's a good feeling, you know this car probably better than anyone. And if,
other than wanting to sign Max so bad that he was willing to make Russell and Kimi late, he's always so well at them.
That can deliver. Now, obviously, we don't want them to have a fish poisoning,
giving everyone time.
Just the sheer.
Wait, what did you say? Sorry.
Knowing that you're, and it's a good feeling. You know this car probably better than anyone. And if Kimi or George were to have a fish poisoning, we know that we have a driver that can deliver. Now, obviously, we don't want them to have a fish poisoning, but just the sheer knowing that you're there, that's good. Well, to Kimi.
Fish poisoning.
Having a laugh.